everyone. Nowadays, social media is developing rapidly, and short-form video platforms such as TikTok have become an important part of everyday media consumption among Malaysian Gen Z. Instead of relying on traditional news, many young people now understand social issues through short, visually engaging videos. Issues related to the rising cost of living, such as housing prices, food expenses, and low starting salaries, are frequently discussed on these platforms. These videos often gain high engagement because they are easy to understand and emotionally relatable.
5 an entire day with just 10 ringgit?
However, the way these issues are presented raises important concerns. Many short-form video focus mainly on personal experiences and emotional storytelling, while paying limited attention to structural causes such as economic systems or public policies. This may lead Gen Z to perceive the rising cost of living as an individual problem, rather than a broader social issue. Therefore, this study aims to explore how short-form video content about rising living costs shapes Gen Z's understanding and attitudes. The study addresses 3 research questions. First, how is the issue of rising living costs presented on short-form video platforms? Second, how does this presentation influence Gen Z's understanding of the issue? Third, how does exposure to such content affect their attitudes toward social participation? This study is significant because short-form videos are now a primary source of social information for Gen Z. And understanding their influence can provide useful insights for educators, policymakers, and media practitioners, especially in encouraging critical thinking and civic engagement among young people.
Students will need to have much more training in how to validate information that they see. So in the past we had like a small number of authoritative source of information, or textbooks and your teacher or something, and we didn't have social media and the internet and all kinds of information of now AI, of course, information of really variable quality. On the other hand, in the past, when you had information that was low quality in content, it was also low quality in presentation. So you could tell that like a really well-produced textbook would likely have more accurate content than.
This research is guided by 2 theoretical perspectives. Framing theory explains how media presentation influences audience interpretation. On short-form video platforms, content is often framed around individual copying strategies rather than structural explanations. And uses and gratification theory explains why Gen Z actively choose short-form videos, as they provide emotional satisfaction, entertainment, and relatability. While this approach provides rich and detailed insights, it also has limitations. The sample size is limited, and self-reported data may contain subjective bias. Therefore, the findings may not represent all Malaysian Gen Z. Compared to traditional news media, short-form video platforms operate very different. Their algorithm prioritizes speed, emotional engagement, and relatability rather than depth or context. As a result, complex social issues are often simplified into short, emotionally charged narratives, which are easier to consume but harder to reflect on. When Gen Z repeatedly encounters personal stories about the cost of living, their understanding of the issue is gradually shaped through emotional identification. And over time, this may shift their perception from seeing the problem as a collective social issue to an individual responsibility. This cognitive shift is central to understanding how media framing influences social participation.
Thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle determines your destiny.
Media content not only shapes what young people know, but also how they respond. When short-form videos frame the cost of living mainly as a personal struggle, Gen Z may be more likely to focus on self-improvement rather than collective or civic actions.
Hari ini last day to use the omakase. I haven't used, so let's go shop.
This highlights the importance of examining how media narratives influence social participation. Focusing on Malaysian Gen Z is particularly important because their media environment, economic conditions, and cultural background are unique.
Hit it like, get it hot, make a bitch. It's a fact.
Understanding their experiences allows this study to produce context-specific insights rather than general assumptions about Gen Z globally. In conclusion, this study examines how short-form video platforms influence Gen Z's understanding of rising living costs and their attitudes toward social participation. By focusing on content presentation and audience perception, this research aims to contribute to discussions on media influence in the digital age. Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.